Tim, man, welcome back. I know that wasn't an easy layoff for you, with the injury and everything. Just, talk about that recovery process and just how, not just physically, but probably mentally taxing it was a little bit.
Just patience. If I've learned anything over the years and my past, I just be patient. So, I think the hardest part was just winning the fight. I was dominating Nico, so not getting paid that extra money is a slap in the face. But I had a lot of things going wrong with my leg. I should have probably had surgery a few years prior, but it is what it is. I learned that I got to tighten up some holes I have in my defensive game, and went back, watched film, studied film on the things I'm doing wrong, and just took it as a learning process. The athletic trainers and the rehab part of it was a learning experience as well. It was grueling, painful, and like I said, a learning process. So those little ladies were pretty mean. So I could dwell on it or just move forward. So it's just one of the things. Shit happens. It's my worst injury in 40 fights. What do you do but get fixed and move forward?
Yeah, is it one of those things you mentioned, like it was something you probably should have got looked at before?
Yeah.
Is it one of those things you don't realize how much it's holding you back till maybe after it's fixed? Like once you're training for this camp and everything, like can you see the difference?
Yeah, just the stability-wise, the balance on it, just running full speed, everything's working together now. So as an athlete, you want to not make excuses for yourself, and you want to work through issues, and it's something where I was too tough for my own good. I kept pushing it in the back corner or whatever, not worrying about it and thinking I was just sore or whatever, but a partially severed nerve and a torn tendon in there, it should have been dealt with, but I didn't want to make excuses.
Yeah, no, fair enough. During the time off, I know you were kind of looking at some different fights. I know you were trying to get the Diego Sanchez fight, and we kind of helped try to get you some more Instagram followers and stuff there.
Yeah.
You ended up getting, it seems like you have a decent following now, but that fight ultimately didn't materialize. Was that disappointing at all?
No. Diego doesn't want that fight. He avoids me when I see him in grocery stores and tucks his head and runs away, So it is what it is with Diego. He likes to talk, and I like to glove up and get after it. When he's in a cage, he's somewhat violent or whatever, but I'm just a bad matchup for that guy. He can't outstrike me. He can't out-wrestle and grapple me. He's just a bad matchup, so he's smart for not jumping on that grenade.
Yeah, fair enough. And then at what point, did you feel really ready to fight? Was this like the appropriate timeline? Was December the earliest you're coming back? Did you fought sooner?
Oh, heck, I wanted October, but the surgeon and all of them said no, hold back, So I did my best to listen to the professionals and have them say when I could go. December was a little later, I'm a guy that wants to get back in there and say, hey, I got knocked on my ass, I'm going to dust myself off and get up, So, but I did my best to listen to what the professionals said, so here we are.
Mm-hmm. And when they came with you, with Thiago, you guys have both been in the UFC for an extremely long time. He's been here since like 2005. I'm sure someone you've shared cards with, seen fight, all that kind of stuff. Was that exciting to you that this is a guy you finally crossed paths with?
Well, there was a couple guys first. There was Brian Barberina, who was the first guy that I agreed to fight. I agreed to him on a Friday, and Monday he was injured. He had something going on. I'm not sure what it is. And then they offered Thiago. He's a guy that's a heavy leg kicker and likes to bust up the legs, and I want to put my injury to the test immediately. I either can handle it or I can't, and there's no tiptoeing around this stuff, So I thought they offered a guy that's going to come after my injury very well. These guys, everyone knows that I'm hurt or I was hurt or whatever, and I have a big old scar down my leg now. So I'm just going to jump right in the mix of it. I'm either all in or I'm not in at all. So with a guy like Thiago, ranked number 2 at one point in the world, and a guy that's been around forever, a big name, I think it's going to be a fun fight. Yeah,
this is actually, I think he has the most welterweight fights ever of any UFC fighter as of this one. Well, obviously, he's being the top, fought for the title and everything. He actually was just in here a bit ago. He said this is the last fight on his UFC contract, and he doesn't know if he'll be coming back or anything. What do you expect out of him though? Obviously the leg kicks are still good, but 2019 version of him, is he different than a few years ago? Is he maybe on the backslide? What do you think?
Oh yeah, he's not that same aggressive guy, get in your face and swing for the fence type guy. He's on his horse, playing the outside and trying to find his timing and his counter punching. It's a little bit more basic in my opinion, but still a very dangerous guy. I believe I'm also on the last fight of my contract, I believe. So I think we're two guys that have nothing to lose and a whole bunch of bonuses to go get. So this should be a fan-friendly fight.
Interesting. Have you thought about what could come after this in terms of like, is this where you want to be? Do you want to see what you're worth on the free market?
I don't care. Right now, I got a win bonus and a show money to step in and find out what Thiago's about. I put all my chips into this fight in particular, and I haven't tried to look forward or back. So Thiago is a dangerous guy, and like I said, with the right styles matching together and the stars aligning, we can come out and get some cool bonuses after this fight. My biggest critique for myself is just fixing those holes that I've had in the past and being the best guy I can be on fight night on Saturday night.
Yeah, so obviously you never know what's going to happen in any fight. You go out there, be very unpredictable. But does it feel like this one even more so? Just because, like you said, you don't know how the leg's going to react. You're going to find out right away. Like if there's time off, maybe Thiago has adjusted his style. He might fight a certain way. Like, is there more unknowns going into this than maybe your average fight?
I don't think the unknowns are there. Just wanting to get back in there. I can't say when I was younger I enjoyed fighting. I don't know if I really enjoy it, but I do really enjoy the competition side of it. I like that adrenaline and those butterflies and that excitement. That's something I still have. So the hardest part of fighting is putting in the training camps. So I got leg kickers galore coming after my leg, throwing kicks, chopping my calf, chopping my ankle. And that's all holding up. So if anything's gotten better over the last 20 years of sports, it's been the science part of it and recovery and hydration and nutrition. Right now, I still have that burning desire to want to compete, and I'm still able to put in the training camps that are hard and brutal and suck. So as long as I can hold up, man, I'm here for now. So right now, I'm healthy. I feel I am 100% right now. So hell, let's get in there and try to knock out somebody.
Yeah, why do you think that passion for the fighting itself has changed a little bit? Like you said, the competition you love, but maybe the actual fighting, it seems like your mentality has changed a little bit.
I don't know. Hell, I'm gonna get in there and fight your ass. That hasn't changed. I don't know. I guess just age or whatever. But I really enjoy the competition side of this, And I think it's changed a little bit just because you watch how hard people work, and then you got to watch how you crush their dreams. And then if you flip that, your dreams are also being crushed. So there's a little bit of a give-take scenario in that situation. Like you don't have to go rob people or whatever, but it's kind of the scenario when you're getting your hand raised, you're stealing from them, but vice versa, they're going to do it back to me, so or back to another person. So I think I look at that a little bit more now that you have to squish someone's dreams to get your own. So fighting is a super selfish sport, and I just don't feel I'm a selfish guy.
Fair enough. And in terms of squishing someone's dreams, how does that happen on Saturday with Thiago? Do you see this, being a 3-round war? Do you see yourself getting him out there early? What do you think?
It'll be a war. It'll be a tough 3 rounds, but man, I got to knock out Thiago. And send a statement and just say, hey, I was looking good in my last fight. My wrestling was there. My takedowns were there. My boxing was there. I just wound up having Nico hurt and lost sight of my range, how close we were to the fence, and he went from 20 miles an hour to bounce off the fence to 100 miles an hour, and that's a technical error on my part. I fell asleep for a minute, got knocked on my ass. Talking to buddies that have been knocked out, I remember the whole process. I remember my leg snapping, I remember my ankle snapping, I remember getting hammer fist in the face, and I remember the ref saving me. So I wouldn't say I was completely out, but it probably would have went a lot worse if the ref didn't help me out. So thanks to that ref.